You are now tuned in to New York's very own Minx Couture. All the opinions and views expressed on this show are from mine and mine only. I take responsibility for everything I say. And if you're gonna be all up in your feelings, then this is not the platform for you, because this is The Minx Show. Minx, you are coming in way too heavy. Way too heavy. What is up? This is the Minx Show podcast. I am doing an informal podcast because I got some shit on my mind. And it's fucking, it's getting to me. This a lot of stuff getting to me. Oh my goodness, it's been such a long time. And I think I have a good reason. I feel like a lot of people, like they don't step back and observe. And I mean really observe shit. From the Super Bowl all the way back to the last time we were on here, talking about the crazy things that are happening to those who are mentally ill, which was the last podcast episode. And now I had to get on here because the way that my mind is set up is I felt like, I don't know if maybe other people may have felt the same way, like I was drained. You know, I felt really like depleted. Mainly because of all the shit that's been going on. A lot of shit going on. Where do you even begin? One of the things I saw today that really set me off was pertaining to these derailments that are going on. And somebody in the comments said with their whole chest that, oh, there are train derailments all the time. I don't know, like, why does these stand out more? Like, kind of like, this happens all the time. What are you guys pissed off about? You know, it happens. It's not a brand new thing. I'm saying to myself, I am literally convinced that there are people that say these things out loud, and it's out of fear, to keep the calm. You know, they want to keep the calm. Everything's okay. There's no boogeyman. Yeah, there's no such thing. Meanwhile, all signs point to the fact that there is a boogeyman. But they want to, you know, I'll be the hero. I'll calm it. I say that all the time. Everything that is happening now, it really could have been avoided if people woke up, right? If people woke up and smelt the coffee. Not Starbucks, not the GMO, but coffee. And now everybody is walking around like, what's happening? What's going on? And I'm saying to myself, This is the part where in those disaster movies, you have different types of people that literally just say fuck it, right? You have the people that are on, like, let's say the Titanic, you know, they're playing the violins and the music as the ship is sinking. You got those types. You have other types like in Independence Day. You had dude that totally volunteered himself for the sake of mankind. I look at these folks, like these types of folks, and I'm just like, how does it feel? How does it fucking feel to be right all the time? I personally don't like it. You know, I'm not a person that goes around social media telling people, I told you should have paid attention. What does that do? What does that do now? I told you so. Okay, so now we are in a situation where we have to get past I told you so. And we have to move into the space where now we're taking the language and applying it. Right? You have literal train derailments. You have FEMA denying American citizens in Ohio assistance. At what point do you get mad? The point where they literally bought out the distractions. Because what I feel like what's happening here, I feel like it is a huge, like kind of like, again, in those mafia movies. Their business, they can't account for money or things weren't paid back in time. So we're gonna nuke the joint. We're gonna nuke the joint. Get it out of there. Right? I really believe that what's happening now is that America has went off script. I think America has gone off script. All the other countries are probably looking and saying, "What the fuck are y'all doing? Why? Why would y'all? If you did, allegedly, all these magical terms, people like they wouldn't do. Why would they derail our own trains? You sound like a conspiracy theorist. What are you talking about? I have literally said to myself in this entire situation, I'm like, dude, something's not right. Something just doesn't feel right. Right? It's almost like some people are not like in tuned with their surroundings. They're just in tune with the Groundhog Day. I hate to use that as a pun. The Groundhog Dayness uh, days that they have. That is like a groundhog repetition, right? They're used to that shit. Everything is being repeated. Wake up, take a shit, brush your teeth, go downstairs, make breakfast, go to the car. You know, it's just the same shit every day, so they don't recognize the differences. Like people like us who take a moment to take their day in, right? I literally stand by the window and I'll say something like, I love the way the sun is like warming my arm right now. Randomly. It's shit that random people don't do. Most people don't do that. Or I'll be walking down the street, be like, I wonder how old those trees are. A motherfucker that is racing to get to work does not care how much. They don't care about those things. They don't have time to care about those things. They're on the clock, even when they're off. So it's like for me, I'm like, my mind is scrambling. I'm pretty sure you can tell because I am literally saying to myself, the shit has hit the fan, right? We always say that. What are you gonna do when shit hits the fan? Or you're not gonna know what to do when shit hits the fan. So what happens after the shit hits the fan? we didn't really have a strategy for that. We just envisioned the shit hitting the fan. So now that the shit has hit the fan, how do you herd the sheep to those who are awake? Because the way that I look at it, to be mocked, teased, be questioned of your mental intelligence just for simply thinking outside of the box? Have we led the horse to the water? Is it time to take our knowledge and apply it to those that we care for? Or is it a humane thing to get everybody together to survive together instead of being that person, every man for himself type person? These are the things I ponder. Because I think of situations like these events, horrific events, false flags, y'all. Some of y'all call them false flags. Um, for myself, to see so many people come together for a cause, we are in a dire, dire effect from a cause that is being disguised as nothing natural. It's not natural, but it's not self-inflicted in any way. Because at this point, I said to myself, with with the Super Bowl, how could anybody sit down and digest such a thing? I literally hate to be that person. You know, people have asked me, what are your takes on the Super Bowl performance? I'll tell you this. I already knew from the jump that they were going to put some obvious, see, it's obvious shit because it's there to distract you. There's no new information or new decodes on that. You could just look and tell. The colors, you know colors, just without even knowing anything about decodes, you can tell that a bunch of people wearing the same fucking color, reds, right? Red, all reds. Boots, red. And looking at specific performances that are meant to be as entertainment kind of troubled your spirit. At this point, it's a I'm like, that's a distraction to me. I totally understand. It's fun. It's fun. Oh my God, it's like a game to see who's down with that shit. When you come to the final conclusion that they're all down with that shit, it's not as fun anymore for me. The decodes aren't as fun as they used to be. Because now I'm looking at a different equation. An equation that affects innocent people, right? They want to go amongst themselves, knock off their family members. Yeah, it's innocent. It's messed up. But at this point, they have nothing left to give. They have not a drop left to give. Nothing left to sacrifice. Rushing to have families. Rushing to pretend that they did not have to reap what they have sowed for years. Right? And we all say some of them were under MK. Yeah, some of them were. Others, drunk with power, influence. I'm like, this is almost like playing, it's almost like playing like tic-tac-toe, something simple for me. Give me something tougher, right? Which I've said publicly the last couple of days. I've been going into reviews of the tech world because I think that's something that's neglected. I don't think a lot of us know the extent of technology and how far we have come and where we stand and how this technology is going to be used as a weapon against us, against humanity. But we are too distracted by entertainment. We are entertained by the things that will harm us. Why is that? Why are we most entertained by things that will eventually kill us? And that's not even to, I'm not put that energy into the world. The energy is already there. I'm just saying that poisoning, right? Poisoning, literally, our minds from the World Wide Web. That spider has many webs, some webs that some people just can't get out of. They're stuck in it for hours. TikTok, Instagram, just scrolling until the webbing gets off of you. Then you sleep. This is what's happening. And it's like we have to interrupt your day because of, things that we observe and speak on the things on our platforms, because these are the platforms that we designed was to have freedom of speech, which is being taken away. My question is, what is the end game for everyone? I actually wrote a tweet the other day. I'm going to actually pull it up. Right? Because I'm seeing everybody's being fueled by things. This right here that I spoke about evil. Right? I'm going to enlarge this. I'm going to share my screen. Don't you hate when you move things around and you can't find it? Okay. I said, I don't think people understand what evil is. I mean, it sounds cute rebuking in church as for your participation wings, but the shit can be right in front of your eyes and you're like, it's not that deep. Do motherfuckers have to rip their faces off or lol? Lol. Hardy har har. I don't think people know. I think people know what evil is. They read, they've seen evil depicted in Disney movies and all that other shit. So they don't believe in what they fear. And this is the proof, right? I've had these little debates on Facebook, which I won't ever do again. But for the sake of my rant. So people like, oh, someone sold their soul. Okay, how do you know that? Well, because the Bible's. How do you know that? Have you actually seen the process of a ritual or anything that consisted of these things? They're like, no. Okay. So you're saying that someone sold their soul. You have never seen the process of that ever occurring. So you don't know if that can be done, if that kind of transference of energy can even be taking place, right? But I'm like, I'll let you rock, right? Then they say things like, oh, this is evil. Okay. You can show them vehemently evil shit and they don't consider it evil. They consider that God's will. Try to make it right, make it fit. So I say, okay, what do you think evil is? It's not a scary looking man. It's not a scary man. It's not a scary monster. That's not what evil is. These people come with fucking smiles on their face. They build the most trust with you. They make you comfortable to be vulnerable with them. That's what evil is. They're able to manipulate you. They're able to make you make decisions on behalf of yourself without them having to do it for you. because they feel that it's part of society. It's what you're supposed to do because everybody else is doing it. So when people realize that evil is not, it's not a scary thing. It's not a scary looking person. It'd be the most attractive person. See, this is what makes me laugh. I'm like, the depictions of the devil is red horns and yellow eyes with claws and big teeth, just sharp with a fucking pitchfork. And he's going to poke you until the end of time. This is the depiction that you guys are going through, even though you've never seen that shit in real life. But I could tell you what I have seen in real life. I've seen a man in a tailored suit, a woman in a tailored dress. Very snazzy, clean. They got money, right? They got money. They got everything. You look at them, I wish I had that. Those earrings are expensive. Those earrings are your whole fucking year's worth paycheck. And they offer you the world. They promise you things in exchange for you putting your reputation on the line. The only difference is that this is done willingly. They don't, unless you're a child. I believe children are tricked into this industry shit for everything. But let's just say we take away the industry. We are all motivated by one thing. That's money. On this planet, it's money. Now, the level of motivation, how bad do you want it? Will you take a shitty fucking job that you hate? That you go to work every day, you're like, I wish I hit the lottery, get the fuck up out of here. You have some women and men that have to resort to prostitution, being sex workers. Other people have to exploit themselves online in other ways. Some people sit for 2-3 hours a day out of their week to stream for fucking 2 people. For 2 people, one possible. Until they, develop their skills in promoting themselves. We are motivated by the dollar. How am I going to feed my next of kin? This is what this planet is all about. The dollar, a piece of fucking paper. The fact that they took gold, something of value, a metal, and created paper out of that and told you that it had value. Went with that. Restricted from opportunities because of that. A piece of paper. Kind of makes you sit back and say to yourself, what the fuck is this? What kind of respawn is this? Evil is in many forms. It's not just a being. It's by actions. It's by how you treat people. It's how people are affected by your actions of the way that you treat people. It is a big cycle. Evil is a cycle. Just like love is a cycle. Just like being good is a cycle. If you have people that are willingly contributing to this cycle and you are supporting it, knowing in your spirit that the shit that you are hearing and the shit that you are seeing is not sitting well. It's not sitting right with you. But they tell you it's anxiety. They tell you that it's a medical problem. You're supposed to get with it. Well, I'm going to be totally honest with you. A lot of us will never get with it. So when they tell you the shit hits the fan, what happens after the shit hits the fan? You have to get with the program.